Why is it that some people seem like they easily and effortlessly get to 6, 7, 8-figure months, while other people struggle to even get to the consistent 5, 10K mark? Let's talk about it. What I find is that people are not understanding the feminine and the masculine when it comes to mindset, when it comes to business, when it comes to success. And this is really what's preventing them from scaling their businesses and making way more money while actually working less. And if you're new here, my name is Alexa, and this is what I help my clients do. I help female entrepreneurs really build a scalable business where they are actually working way less but making way more because they are leveraging their zone of genius and up-leveling their identity to match the amount of money that they desire to be making. And when you really handle it from this angle, money, sales, clients, it all comes in very easily. But let's break it down because I want you to understand where you might be missing the mark so you can clean it up. You've heard me say this before, and I will keep saying it because I find a lot of my clients and my students get stuck in this place at the beginning before they start working with me. You cannot manifest a business, you need to build it. What do I mean by that? So while yes, you can work on the mindset, you can work on the energetics, you can work on all of these things. At the end of the day, if you do not have a product or service or offer for sale, then you are going to feel really wobbly in the foundations of your business. And I see a lot of people focusing on the feminine energetics, the mindset, manifesting money, all of these things, but they aren't actually doing the things that you need to put in place in order to scale your business. So what that looks like is you need to build a rock solid foundation. That means you need to be creating content. You need to be creating offers. You need to be creating services. You need to be having a website. You need to have a link that people can click on. You need to get comfortable in communicating your offer and speaking to your ideal client. If you don't have a product, if you don't have services, if you don't have an offer, if you're not creating content, if you don't know who your ideal client is, if you don't know how to communicate the value of your offer, if you're not showing up consistently, you can do all of the mindset that you want. You can do all of the money work that you want. You can do all these things, but at the end of the day, you build a business by having products and services for sale that solve a unique problem for a specific person. Business is actually quite simple. Yes, I went to school for business. It is actually very simple, but you are mucking up the waters by thinking you can manifest a business and you can just tell yourself success affirmations and the business is all of a sudden going to appear. You actually have to be the one to build the business. When you have these masculine pieces in place, this is when you can shift from building the business to scaling the business. You build the business through masculine structures and strategies, and you scale the business from energetics. So what's going to get you from the consistent 10K a month mark to the 100K a month mark is you up leveling your identity, your mindset, and your energy while you have these things in place. Because if you have the masculine structure, that's when you can scale. That is when you can work on your mindset. That is when you can work on your energetics. That is when you can start doing higher level money work and you can start showing up in a different identity, and your results will quantum leap from there because you have offers for sale, because you are creating content consistently, because you are showing up. The thing that I don't hear anyone talk about is you are building your brand through the masculine, through the consistency, through the showing up, through the selling your offers, through the communicating to your ideal clients, and the continuation of this. This is how you build that like, know, and trust factor, so that way you're not getting on sales calls or cold DMing people. So that way people are actually DMing you, or even better yet, just clicking on your website and buying from you when you've never even had a conversation with them. Quite honestly, the majority of people that buy from me, I have never said a word to, but I've created so much content for so many years now that they know me. You know my vibe. You know that I swear. You know that I keep it real. You know that I'm going to call you out. You know that I'm going to give you everything from the strategy to the mindset to the energetics. Like, I'm not going to leave any stone unturned. So I don't need to talk to you one-to-one because this is my business model. The reason that this is so scalable is that I am able to keep growing my business. I can keep growing my social media. I can keep growing my platforms. I can keep growing my brand because I have nailed the structure, the foundations, and the basics. And where I see a lot of women specifically getting really lost in business is they are trying to go right into personal power and self-leadership and scaling to these 100K months, but they haven't actually mastered what is getting them to consistent 10K months. And the thing is once you master that, that's when you can start mastering the energetics and the mindset piece. If you don't feel like you have a valuable offer, if you don't feel like you know how to speak to your ideal clients, if you don't know who your ideal client is, if you're not creating content consistently, if you're not showing your face on camera, we need to start there. Then we can work on your personal power, your leadership, and your identity. Let me know in the comments below if you needed to hear this. Did you fall into the trap of thinking that you could manifest the business, but then you didn't have anything for sale? So yeah, you manifested some money, and yeah, you might have grown your social media, but you don't have anything for sale, so you're not making money. Or have you fallen into the trap where you are too far in the masculine and all you're doing is the structure and the strategy, and you aren't actually working on your identity, and you aren't actually up-leveling your mindset? So you are working really hard, trading a lot of time for money, but it's kind of plateauing out in your income. No shame or blame. This is where a lot of my clients fall into before they start working with me. But if you are ready to master the equilibrium of both of these, then fill out the application in my bio. Let's get into mentorship because baby girl, we can clean this up very quickly once you get into my world.